The official synopsis for Fantastic Four First Steps was just released, and there are so many crazy reveals. Before we get into this, we're on the road to 3,000 subs, and it would make my day if you could join our awesome community here and also leave a like on the video. Let's try to get this to 50 likes. With that out of the way, let's dive right into all of this crazy news about the Fantastic Four.
I'm Spider-Man.
We're not only going to break down the synopsis sentence by sentence and word by word, but I'm also going to tell you where I think this movie's heading and why it's going to blow everybody's mind. So let's read it real quick. Set against the vibrant backdrop of a 1960s inspired retro-futuristic world, the Fantastic Four First Steps introduces Marvel's first family. Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, and Ben Grimm, the Thing, as they face their most daunting challenge yet. Forced to balance their roles as heroes with the strength of their family bond, they must defend Earth from a ravenous space god called Galactus, played by Ralph Ineson, and his enigmatic herald Silver Surfer, played by Julia Garner. And if Galactus' plan to devour the entire planet and everyone on it weren't bad enough, it suddenly gets very personal. Okay, like, whoa, there is so much in this, so let's go ahead and break it down sentence by sentence. As we know, based on set photos and art that's been released for this movie, the 1960s backdrop is going to be like a retro-futuristic thing where we discover technologies earlier in our history having the future stuff but looking like the past. I also am again reminded in this synopsis that this film isn't just titled Fantastic Four, it's Fantastic Four: The First Steps. The first steps of what? We don't know. We do know that this movie takes the first step into a new universe that's not our mainline 616 sacred timeline, and my theory is that the Fantastic Four not only are in the separate universe and will travel back to the 616, but this may not be the first time that they've been to the sacred timeline. I've tried staying away from the leaked trailers because I want to watch this stuff officially when it comes out, but I have seen little clips of Reed Richards possibly talking about the multiverse, so having him know about the multiverse and its existence, and now we have Galactus. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me slow down. Having Reed Richards know about the multiverse means that he knows there are other adjacent universes next to his, possibly other Reed Richards, connecting the Council of Reeds, which is in the comics, that are really key players in the Secret Wars storyline, which again is going to be the big movie in a couple years. Again, I'm just thinking too far into the future. Let's continue breaking down this synopsis. In this, we also read that forced to balance their roles as heroes with the strength of their family bond, they must defend Earth from a space god called Galactus. So I really like the idea that family is going to be first in this movie, keeping it kind of grounded while telling this crazy, again, multiversal, different universe story is going to be really important, and the family aspect is really intriguing because, well, I'm thinking of Franklin and Valeria Richards, the son and daughter of Sue Storm and Reed Richards, incredibly powerful characters, especially Franklin being one of the most powerful characters in all of Marvel Comics. At the end of this sentence, they also bring up Galactus, and I remember reading Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars run leading up with the Fantastic Four, and we have Galactus come to Earth to talk to Reed about what Franklin, his son, is doing. So I'm really excited to hopefully have kind of threads from that story be pulled in and be told in this new story, having Franklin be the centric character of the story. I mean, this kid can create universes and have his own little worlds while he's just having his free playtime. If you never read the Jonathan Hickman Fantastic Four run, I highly recommend it. It is a little dense if you're a first-time comic reader, but I jumped right into it, not having tons of Marvel comic knowledge in the back, understood it, and it is absolutely crazy, and I have a feeling that they're going to pull tons of elements from that comic run for this film. But back to it being a First Steps film, we know that this is going to be the first Fantastic Four movie, and we know that after Secret Wars, or we think that there's going to be some sort of MCU reset, and now that Franklin's involved, having the reality powers somewhat similar to Wanda Maximoff, can make his own universes. Maybe he's going to make a separate universe that will kind of reset things after Secret Wars, and maybe Franklin being this powerful is why Galactus is going to Earth and trying to destroy Earth, because he sees the threat of Franklin Richards. That would just be absolutely insane, and of course I would love to see something like that, but most importantly, I want it to remain grounded and understandable for a casual audience. You're introducing the Fantastic Four, who have had 2 different film runs with different casts, and now you have this third one set inside the MCU that's technically in a different universe. you've got to nail it. And while we're talking about Galactus, I'm not going to gloss over the fact that we got confirmation that Julia Garner is going to be playing Silver Surfer. Now, in the comics, there is a female and a male Silver Surfer, and I have a feeling we're not going to just see Julia Garner's version. I have a feeling she's going to be the most prominent Silver Surfer in this movie, and she's going to be the one warning the people of Earth of Galactus' arrival, but I don't think she's going to be the only one in the MCU moving forward. Nonetheless, super exciting. I can't wait to see the design. And now let's read this last sentence of the synopsis again, because I feel like there are tons of hidden things in it. Again, it says, if Galactus' plan to devour the entire planet and everyone on it weren't bad enough, it suddenly gets very personal. Look, I know a synopsis is designed to be very vague and just give the big picture of what's going on in the movie, but that line about it being personal really ties back to my theory that Galactus is there because of Franklin Richards and his power. It's so wild to me that we've gotten so much from just this little paragraph. I mean, this movie is finishing shooting in just a couple weeks' time. It's going so well, apparently, and I can't wait to see a first trailer. Lastly, there is a glaring omission to this synopsis, and of course, that's Doctor Doom. I don't think Doctor Doom is going to have a very prominent role in this first Fantastic Four movie. I think they're going to save him for Doomsday, and I have a feeling that Doomsday is kind of going to be Doom focused, not in the sense that Thanos was the focus in Infinity War, but I think we might just get a POV of Doctor Doom for that movie. Perhaps he is a Tony Stark variant. Perhaps Tony Stark was a Doctor Doom variant. Perhaps Doctor Doom was from the Fantastic Four universe, and when they all head over to the 616 universe, so will Doom, or maybe it's something else entirely. Personally, I hope it's something else entirely because I want to be completely surprised when we finally learn what the truth is. That being said, I don't think Doctor Doom is not in this movie at all. I just don't think he warrants a big part because I think you should save that for his Doomsday movie. Maybe a post-credit scene, maybe a very big mention of him, and maybe even a small cameo appearance throughout the film. But I think they're going to save Doctor Doom and tell this story with the Fantastic Four, the first family, and really establish them moving forward as kind of the main heroes of the MCU. This is really interesting. I'm so excited to learn more. I can't wait to see a trailer. Most importantly, I want to know what you guys think down below in the comments. Leave your thoughts down below. I read every single one. I most likely will respond. Again, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you, and I will see you all very, very soon.